Hey guys, let's do our post-game analysis of the match between Grêmio and Santos this Saturday at Arena do Grêmio in Porto Alegre in the 17th round of the Brazilian Championship. Well, first it's important for us to put the match into context. Santos was looking for their first away win, which didn't happen. They lost 3-2 without Neymar on the field, who was rested because of the swelling he felt in his right calf. And of course, he's focused on the World Cup with the national team. After all the effort to be called up last Monday for the first time by Carlo Ancelotti and with other important absences, so I'll mention Barreal, who was suspended, and also Roleser, who had muscle pain. So it was known that the attack would feature Rony, Gabigol, and Bom Tempo. Who else? Miguelito and Santos went with the best they had, right? They even called up the boy Davi, who plays as a forward from the under-20 team, to take part for the first time in a professional match in the final minutes of the game. It was a very tense match, right? So given these absences and the pressure, not just on the field because of the draw against San Lorenzo in the middle of the week at Vila Belmiro in a 2-2 draw, after taking a 2-0 lead, Santos conceded the equalizer. By the way, I did some research with the people from SofaScore. In 12 opportunities where Santos scored first with Cuca, in 8 of them they either couldn't win or ended up with a draw. So it's really a very worrying situation. Santos, who entered the relegation zone and now still has only 4 wins in 17 games in the competition, a very poor performance. Even Corinthians entered the relegation zone, but as of the time this video was recorded, they still hadn't played yet, right? Corinthians, who play on Sunday afternoon at Neoquímica Arena against Atlético Mineiro. So Santos, with a worse goal difference, ended up entering the relegation zone before the end of the round. A very serious and worrying situation because once again Santos has a decisive match next week at Vila Belmiro against Cuenca. They need to win and still depend on São Lourenço to qualify in the Sudamericana. The situation is really complicated, but with a lot of effort, I believe Santos will make it to the playoffs of the competition. Santos, who hasn't won any matches in the continental tournament, is performing very poorly. In a weak group with results that ended up helping Santos stay alive in the last round of the group stage, right? They hadn't played in the tournament for 2 years, so there's that midweek game as well. Next Saturday, they wrap up their participation in the Brasileirão, at least until the World Cup break against Vitória. So it would be good to get out of the relegation zone so they don't have to spend the whole World Cup thinking about this situation. And Santos, who would like to have a mid-season training camp in Lisbon and Portugal, but nothing has been confirmed yet. Well, about the game itself, I don't have much to add. Santos actually played well in the first half, took the lead with Gabigol, and then they conceded the equalizer. Then at the beginning of the second half, they took the lead again, conceded another equalizer, and at 17 minutes into the second half, Grêmio turned the game around. Santos complained a lot about a penalty on Gabigol. He left the match at the end in the Túnel do Vexaro, complaining to the referees. And there's also the matter of Gustavinho being sent off at the end of the match. And Cuca said in the press conference that these moments were crucial, right? Well, anyway, Cuca also said that he won't step down, that he intends to get out of this situation, that he knows the team is capable of improving, but that the goals just aren't coming, and more than that, there are a lot of mistakes, right? The goals that Santos concedes are really silly. Cuca says they're repetitive mistakes in very similar plays. Anyway, all the details of the game, right? If you want to check out the match report, who did well, who didn't. If you want to give your ratings, just go to the Santos homepage on our website. And also, if you want, you can join our channel, comment here on this video, also on the analysis. And by channel, I mean our WhatsApp channel, the Santos one, right? And also here on Lance's YouTube, all the post-game analysis videos. You can also give your opinion to let us know if you agree with me or not. But that's the thing, right, guys? It's a repetitive situation. Santos fans are tired and many times they travel to see the team. And then there's never a really convincing performance, not even away from home in this final stretch. Because of this preparation issue focused on the World Cup, and now Santos turns its attention to the Copa Sudamericana and the Brasileirão. This is the last week before the break for the World Cup. Then there should be confirmed vacations. We still don't know exactly for how long, to come back and try to get a new boost, right? Cuca said that this mid-year break will be important to adjust a lot of things, right? This squad doesn't have the physical strength to handle the second half, and there are also off-field issues that are getting in the way. This week, as you know, the voting for the new bylaws began with a lot of protest from the main organized fan groups in front of Villa Belmiro. At the beginning of the sessions for this change to the bylaws, there were only 2 days, right, of voting on the amendments. And it should still continue so that the deliberative council can vote, and if it's approved, the members can also decide. So the behind the scenes at Santos are turbulent, right? The on-field side of the Grêmio game, it wasn't really explored in depth here in this video, because the performance itself, there's not much to say. That Adonis did really badly, that Gabigol is taking advantage of these opportunities as a starter. But the main issue is the lack of response, the lack of attitude. A team that seems defeated, that can't handle it physically, the problems off the field showing on the field, and Cuca who doesn't know what to do. He also arrived and is having a campaign very similar to Voivoda's, and he tries to motivate in some way and believe that things can be different. I agree with him that this mid-year break is crucial for Santos to decide what they want for the season. And now there are 2 games left. I think the scenario is unlikely to change, right? I even think there's a risk it could get worse in case there are 2 consecutive defeats, for example, the elimination from the Copa Sudamericana anyway. I'm still following Santos closely. I've already invited you to join us on our WhatsApp channel and also follow our channel on YouTube. There are also social media, Instagram and Twitter, so you can comment and also get the news firsthand. And let's head into this decisive week to see what scenario Santos will present to its fans. I hope that at least there's a bit of relief amid so much sadness and chaos.
So did you like this video? So like it, share it with your friends, and take the opportunity to subscribe to our channel and activate the bell so you get all the notifications for the content published here on Lance.